All right, we're back on Morning Line. Final segment with our guests from The Contributor. Mario Martinez is with us, one of the vendors, along with Kathy Jennings, the executive director of The Contributor. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
And just talking about how it looks like it's going to stay as put, an ordinance which might have limited sales of vendors on the streets, failed on first reading. Doesn't mean it won't come up again some point, but that's where we stand now. You were saying during the break when I asked you if you liked it and if you're going to do this, I mean, you're going to do it. One reason is because you have to do it, too, as well, right? I mean, like a lot of us, you have to work. You're not going to give this up. But I kind of meant, will you leave this and go do something else? But I know you have a lawn care business also.
Yes, and I do it because both of them, because it's something that I can physically do.
Right, you have limitations there.
Yes,
gotcha.
And also I'd like to mention too that a lot of our customers, we would not be or have what we have if it wasn't for our customers. That's number one, our customers.
Any business is going to tell you that, right?
Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of mine, I know, and they told me, they see me out there, they trusted me, they believed in me, and they invested in me, and I did not let them down. I did everything I said I was going to do.
And they can count on you being there if they want to get a paper every couple of weeks, right?
Exactly.
You're going to be there.
Yeah.
I always notice when you're not there. When I drive by, you know, sometimes if I'm real early and you're not there yet, because I'll see him out there. I mean, you're a regular there. You're just like Coles. It's Mario.
And a lot of our customers, they worry about the vendors if they're not there.
Yeah.
They wonder, but it works the other way around too. You worry about your customers. I don't see that person anymore. What happened?
Interesting.
You know, so we think about that too.
All right, let's go to Karen next. Karen, good morning. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Hey, go ahead, ma'am. What's on your mind?
I have a question for Mario. I would like to ask him, I know it's got to take a lot of strength to be out there for so many hours, and I know that he had said earlier that he might have some health issues. How does he stay fit or strong enough to be out there and standing and walking around for that many hours?
Well, number one, I'm not standing and walking around out there for that many hours. I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And that's why I have to sit. And I do get up and walk a little bit because I need to stretch and I need to get, you know, everything. And usually I'm not out there that many hours either. Because, like I said, you make your own hours.
Right.
And so when I feel like I did okay, then I feel it's time to go.
You probably know the high traffic times when you're going to have the most customers coming by, don't you? Is it more on the weekends or weekdays or rush hour?
These are all the things you learn.
You learn, so you have that in your head.
Once you get established out there, you know your customers, you know the traffic, you know the time. So everything, it all works together, and you make it work for you.
Makes sense, like any businessman.
Right.
That's the way. Let's go to Evan. Good morning, Evan.
Hey, hello, my close friend, Sister Jennings.
Hey.
I have a comment.
Okay.
Here's the story of my success. I'm a former vendor of The Contributor, and what I did was I got my 15 free papers from Tom Wills, and I sold at various locations. And sometimes I go to one location, and there was someone be across the street, and that was against policy. And I wasn't just selling papers, I made submissions, and then I saved up enough money to buy a bus pass. So I got a night job, so I started my day and walked by night, and then I saved enough money to get a vehicle, and when I wasn't able to get the articles and submission for the loan, I said that's enough, I'll just stick with the night job and work the day job, because that's the reason unemployment is down in Nashville. Too many jobs are out in the boonies, off the bus line, where the homeless can't get to them. My last job was out this warehouse in Hickory Hollow, where I stopped handlers, I stopped vendors, I gave the vendors bottles of water in hot weather, candy bars in cold weather, but I wondered where all day by night, because there's no nearby place where they may sleep unless they were mobile Macri, living vehicle. God bless. And Tom Wills is a great friend too. We've had many adventures together. I even published an article where he was a good friend to me.
Okay, you just kept going on. I have another call I want to get, but I can feel his excitement in there, and I thank him for calling. But he makes, I think, a really excellent point that if you're going to be in the city, some of these folks, finding some of the jobs and then being able to live down here, or it's just hard to find.
It's very difficult.
The Contributor then offers them an option where otherwise, in many cases for these people, there wouldn't be an opportunity in the city.
Yes.
I know there's some service industry jobs and things like this, and they are hiring, but someone like you you need special circumstances, right? I mean, you can't sit there in a fast food restaurant standing all day, right? It's going to hurt you. So,
well, and if you call in sick too often,
right,
you know, you're not employed. And many of our vendors, we have a lot of vets who have, you know, pretty severe post-traumatic stress syndrome, that when they're in those crowded, high-pressure places like a restaurant, you know, they can't do that.
So it's an option, and I can't think of a lot of other things comparable besides other things that maybe are street vendors on this that compete with what you guys offer.
No, it's a very low barrier employment option, except we don't employ people. They are their own businessmen. But
and being that we can make our own hours, I mean, I have to go to physical therapy 3 times a week. And so, you know, and then I have other medical appointments I have to meet. And on a regular job, you really can't do that, or you're going to lose your job.
But you can, great point, but you can get by. I want to be clear for folks too, that you can get by on this. No one's getting rich selling the computer.
No one's getting rich.
All right, but you can make, if you push it for a full week and you go for the high traffic times, enough of a living to get by, correct? Keep the kibble in the bowls for your dogs, and pay the rent or pay for your mortgage, and you know, whatever other bills you have, it will cover it. We should say contributor does not, and not that it's always full-time, there's no benefits associated with selling a contributor. There's no health insurance, which you have to deal with whatever way you do.
Well, fortunate for me, I'm a veteran, an Army veteran, so I have that going for me.
Through the VA, all right.
And
yeah, they're all independent contractors, no benefits whatsoever.
As we just have 2 minutes left, real quickly, the future of the contributor, aside from the format, who knows, maybe someday you go back to the magazine format, but is there anything on the horizon that is being discussed, be it how it's sold, what you're going to do, any changes in safety regs or anything?
One of the things we want to do is really focus again on downtown. There's a lot of money that comes in with tourism, and we think we can get the word out to tourists and have some content in there that would be helpful for tourists that will helpful.
Oh, that's interesting.
Also for businessmen, we're looking at putting some content in there that, you know, a page that, you know, every business, we want to have that reason to buy that paper, that call to buy it. Most of the time we focus on social justice issues, which are important. That's how I learned that there were 2,300 people on any given night sleeping outside, like last night. Can you imagine that? You know, we had 127 deaths last year in Nashville of people experiencing homelessness.
One's too many.
Yeah, one's too many. That's a lot of deaths. That's why this is a great, you know, it's the economic, there's a continuum of care in Nashville that the Metro Homeless Impact Division has put together. It's all the nonprofits that work with homelessness, and we are one of the few that are in the economic development area. You know, there's housing, there's food. You know, we don't give people housing, we don't shelter them, and we don't give them food. But what we do is give them the ability to have a job, to take care of themselves.
That's what it's all about.
It's all about that.
Kathy, thank you. Kathy Jennings, thank you. And thank you for being a volunteer and being part of that as a nonprofit.
I mean, it's close to my heart.
I can tell it's Mario Martinez. We'll be seeing you, but thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate that. We all miss Bear, of course. But there's another dog out there, but thank you for coming on as well. And we'll continue to follow this, but it's a good conversation. Hopefully we answered some questions for some folks. Have a great day. We'll be back with a programming note right after this. Stay with us.